self-employed and feel like you are failing at it and wondering if it's something that maybe you should knock on the head and go back to paid employment? My name is Caitriona. I'm the founder of Financial Wellness Academy. I'm also self-employed, and in today's vlog, I want to share with you some really simple strategies that might help you get your head around being self-employed and giving yourself a break. And if you know instinctively it's something that you really want to do, you're working at something you're passionate about, this might be some food for thought for you. So the first piece I'm going to share with you is knowing your numbers. And this is something that self-employed women often ignore because they feel like it's maybe too complex for them. Maybe they were told previously they're not good with numbers, etc. And that's all potentially stuff that genuinely has been your experience, etc. But when you get to self-employed, you're often a one-man band. Maybe you have an accountant to do the submission for you, but you really need to know yourself, your own numbers. And you can keep it quite simple. I use an Excel spreadsheet for clarity on mine. I track what's coming in, what's going out, and also separately, which can be a source of huge challenge and stress for self-employed, is those ad hoc expenses. So I have a separate little sheet for those where I list them. So they might be if you pay your accountancy on an annual basis, it might be something like that. If you have professional indemnity insurance, if you have to pay to do annual returns to your local government, if you have hosting fees that you pay on an annual basis, your domain fee, all those kind of things. So separately, you can easily put together a list of what those annual expenses are. And my simple strategy on those is, let's say I put together all my annual expenses and they come roughly to £1,200. So I put away £100 out of my monthly income to make sure that I've got an annual expenses pot and those are covered. So for those of you with accounts that have wallets, if you can create a little wallet in your account for annual expenses and pop that money there, so you know at any one time you've got the money in there sitting to cover your annual or your ad hoc expenses. From the income and expenditure point of view, it tends to be more consistent. What is going out monthly tends to be quite consistent, and it's easier to keep an eye on. But getting your head around what those numbers are is really important. And it can take a little bit of time in the beginning to set it up, but it is very fruitful to get that started. You want to have some kind of idea as to what's going on. And you can tweak this as you go. Start it quite simple, and then you can build on it as you go. And putting that in place can give you an enormous sense of relief. Also, it might take a little bit of effort in the beginning. Once you have it there, it's very easy to update it on an ongoing basis and to see what's happening. Because when you have your numbers in front of you, it's much easier for you to establish as to, oh, well, actually, do I really need Zoom? I haven't been using it so much, so maybe I can cancel that for the moment until I need it, maybe on a more regular basis. And you can make observations like that. The exact same principle I use on personal side, and having that awareness of numbers is amazing and has generated all kinds of magic for me in my business with having that clarity. The second strategy I would say that's really important is having the support in place to really somebody who has your back. So that might take different forms. Personally, the support I have, it would be in terms of a group. So I have a networking group which I go to, which provides sales opportunities also and leads, but it also is that emotional business support with a group of women who understand self-employment, understand the challenges that it comes, and are there to support each other in tough times and to celebrate the wins that we have along the way. You could also, in terms of support, have a business coach. I am a member of Business from the Heart with Catherine Watkin. That is a very affordable business support coaching on a monthly basis, an amazing array of calls that you can access for just in low 40s, 40 some pounds. So that might be something that you might consider. Have you got the support you need in place? Because self-employment can be a very lonely route, and it is important to make sure that emotionally you have some support in that space. And there could be some ideas that you might give some food for thought to as to how you could potentially add some support into your life. And know that other self-employed women absolutely struggle with this. And if I did not have that support in place, self-employment would be a lot more difficult. And when it comes, if I hit a challenge at any point, I can put a call out to those groups, and always I will get support back and ideas, suggestions, connections. So it is so valuable to put those pieces in place. The last piece I would say is that there's a huge element of trust in yourself when you're in the self-employment space. And it's about building slowly that business that you want. It doesn't happen overnight for most of us. It is a slow grind, and you are up leveling slowly but surely. In the same way with me doing this vlogs, each time I record a batch, I try to improve it slightly each time. So trust that your business will get where it needs to be and get where it's going with your support over time. And I did an earlier video a couple of weeks ago around the income variability and that being this huge source of stress. And when you take that piece out of it, you can really feel the trust in it, and you can be guided more easily as to what the next best thing is to do in it. So if you haven't already looked at that, check that video out. That provides some ideas as to what you can do to counteract the income variability of self-employment, which is a massive source of stress for a lot of self-employed women, and something I experienced myself recently. And I took action to counteract that, to add a guaranteed income to my stream to take away the stress. And that allowed me absolutely to lean more into trust and to continue to do what I love in this space, supporting women, empowering women with their money stuff, whilst knowing that my bills are paid. So know your numbers, get the support that you need, and trust that everything that you are doing is getting you in the right direction as to where you want to be and where you want your business to be. Thanks for listening. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you again soon on my next vlog.